My boyfriend has recently become extremely right-wing and a little sexist, and what to do? 44M here. But in this situation I'd break up with a partner. Political views are a pretty fundamental part of how you see the world, and especially if the other person has views that are hostile to who you are as a person in this case. Sexism, it can be pretty much impossible to reconcile them with a loving, respectful relationship. Those aren't really agree to disagree type things. You know what to do, and you don't need the internet's permission. You're still young. Break it off and find someone more progressive. Or spend the next 10 years futilely trying to change him, and end up in the same place, only you're 33 and your options are way lower. If I can divorce my husband of 13 years for this reason, you can leave your boyfriend. If you're already trying to compromise and he's continually pushing his ideas on you, many of which would include opinions on control over your body and your life, then it's okay to be upset. Personally, I would even consider this a grounds for ending the relationship. It's perfectly okay to start to like someone less and less if they believe things that would put you at an incredibly unfair, discrimination-based disadvantage. It's pretty hard for this situation to work. I would dump him and date someone who respects your views even if they are not exactly the same. You're asking if we can make your boyfriend less of an asshole. No, we can't. He can have right-wing views and accept you in your views, but instead he only wants to put forth his own. Reddit is a place where both sides act like children who think they have the moral and intellectual high ground. So you'll get horrible advice from here. The fact that you called him a right-wing extremist without saying why speaks volumes, since many on the left would say you're an extremist if you respect the American flag. In this circumstance, would you still go out with him if you just met him? You have wildly different morals and values. Why even try to salvage that? Those are fundamental core values and decency items. That is the first thing I would break up with someone over. This is why I only look to date people who share my core fundamental values and morals, and right-wingers simply do not. They are horrific. Move on and count yourself lucky you found out now what his true values are, and they are not yours. Break up. You are not even married. You can move on without feeling guilty. You have the rest of your life to live. You should move on and enjoy it. This is such a stereotypical saying, but wake up and break up. You will just be unhappy and stress long term. You guys don't mesh anymore, and that's okay. It's better to do it now than later. It'll hurt more if you wait. Find a new boyfriend. Nah, you don't sound horrible. It's time you leave him. Sometimes PPL grow apart. You dump him, that's what you do. IMO. I'd just break up. This whole right-wing thing is a cult at this point. You're tasked with de-radicalizing your BF with an entire cult working against you, and his views will likely affect you in the future. Do you want to be some right-wing extremist's house pet? Maybe you should listen to him.